Dynasty.
There is no better big play quarterback in the world.
You have this amazing ability, obviously, to improvise.
Mahomes magic.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our deep dive into the history of the Super Bowl. In part 1, we journeyed through the early years, from the Green Bay Packers' dominance under Vince Lombardi to the rise of iconic teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers, San Francisco 49ers, and Dallas Cowboys.
And the Baltimore Colts have won the Super Bowl.
Now we pick up where we left off, venturing into the 1990s and beyond, a period that saw dynasties rise and fall, new legends etched into the annals of football history, and the Super Bowl evolve into a global phenomenon that transcends sports.
Play clock at 5. Pass is intercepted.
The 1990s began with a story of resilience and heartbreak as the Buffalo Bills emerged as one of the most dominant teams of the decade. Yet, their legacy is tinged with the agony of coming so close, only to fall short. Super Bowl XXV was a microcosm of their journey. Facing the New York Giants, the Bills fought valiantly, but ultimately lost 2019 in a game that came down to a missed 47-yard field goal by Scott Norwood. That moment, forever etched in football lore as wide right, became a symbol of the Bills' near misses. But the Bills didn't let that defeat define them. They returned to the Super Bowl the next year, only to fall to the Washington Redskins 37-24 in Super Bowl XXVI, and then came back-to-back losses to the Dallas Cowboys in Super Bowls XXVII and XXVIII, with scores of 52-17 and 30-13 respectively. Cowboys, led by the triplets, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin, were a juggernaut, blending a high-powered offense with a stifling defense. Their back-to-back titles in the early 90s solidified their place as one of the greatest dynasties in NFL history.
Cowboys back-to-back in the house.
But the 1990s weren't just about the Cowboys. The San Francisco 49ers, a team that had already established itself as a powerhouse in the 1980s, reclaimed the spotlight in Super Bowl XXIX. With Steve Young at the helm, the 49ers delivered a masterclass in offensive football, dismantling the San Diego Chargers 49-26. Young, who had spent years in the shadow of Joe Montana, threw an astonishing 6 touchdown passes, cementing his legacy as one of the game's all-time greats. That victory wasn't just a win. It was a statement, a reminder that the 49ers were still a force to be reckoned with. The Cowboys, however, weren't done yet. Super Bowl XXX saw them face off against the Pittsburgh Steelers in a rematch of their classic 1970s battles. This time, the Cowboys emerged victorious once again, defeating the Steelers 27-17 to claim their 5th Super Bowl title. It was a fitting end to their dynasty, but as the 1990s drew to a close, the NFL landscape began to shift. New teams and new stars were ready to take center stage. The late 1990s saw the rise of the Green Bay Packers, led by the charismatic and gunslinging Brett Favre. In Super Bowl XXXI, Favre and the Packers defeated the New England Patriots 35-21, marking Green Bay's first championship since the Lombardi era. It was a triumphant moment for a franchise steeped in history, but their reign at the top was brief. The following year, they returned to the Super Bowl only to fall to John Elway and the Denver Broncos in Super Bowl XXXII. Elway, who had long been regarded as one of the greatest quarterbacks without a Super Bowl ring, finally got his moment in the sun. The Broncos' 31-24 victory was a testament to Elway's perseverance and leadership, and they didn't stop there. The Broncos repeated as champions in Super Bowl XXXIII, defeating the Atlanta Falcons 34-19 in what would be Elway's final game. It was a storybook ending for one of the game's all-time greats.
Smile on his face, and why not?
As the new millennium dawned, the NFL entered a new era. Super Bowl XXXIV gave us one of the most dramatic finishes in Super Bowl history. The St. Louis Rams, known as the greatest show on turf, faced off against the Tennessee Titans in a game that came down to the final play. With the Titans trailing 23-16, wide receiver Kevin Dyson stretched for the end zone but was tackled just 1 yard short as time expired. The Rams' victory was a triumph of speed, precision, and innovation, led by quarterback Kurt Warner, whose journey from grocery store clerk to Super Bowl MVP became one of the most inspiring stories in sports history.
We called the play. The play was 9.99, which was basically all goes. All four of our receivers were going to just run straight down the field.
The early 2000s also saw the emergence of one of the most dominant defenses in NFL history. The Baltimore Ravens, led by linebacker Ray Lewis, crushed the New York Giants 34-7 in Super Bowl XXXV. Their suffocating defense, which allowed the fewest points in a 16-game season, proved that defense could indeed win championships. But just as the Ravens were celebrating their triumph, a new dynasty was quietly forming in New England.
Slant over the middle, picked up by Dwayne Starks. He's got a touchdown. Touchdown, Dwayne Starks. Off to the races. Son all the way. Yeah, baby.
Super Bowl XXXVI marked the beginning of the Patriots' reign under head coach Bill Belichick and a young quarterback named Tom Brady. Facing the heavily favored St. Louis Rams, the Patriots pulled off a stunning 2017 upset, thanks to Brady's poise under pressure and Adam Vinatieri's game-winning field goal as time expired. It was the start of something special, a dynasty that would dominate the NFL for 2 decades. The Patriots continued their ascent, winning back-to-back titles in Super Bowls 38 and 39. In Super Bowl XXXVIII, they edged out the Carolina Panthers 32-29 in a thrilling game that featured one of the most exciting fourth quarters in Super Bowl history. The following year, they defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 24-21, further cementing their status as the team of the 2000s. Meanwhile, the Pittsburgh Steelers returned to glory in Super Bowl XL, defeating the Seattle Seahawks 21-10 in a game that featured one of the most iconic plays in Super Bowl history, Antoine Randall-L's trick play touchdown pass to Hines Ward. The late 2000s and early 2010s brought us more unforgettable moments. Peyton Manning, often compared to Tom Brady, finally secured his legacy with the Indianapolis Colts, leading them to a 29-17 victory over the Chicago Bears in Super Bowl XLI. But the Patriots' quest for perfection was dashed in Super Bowl XLII, as the New York Giants pulled off one of the greatest upsets in sports history. David Tyree's miraculous helmet catch and Eli Manning's clutch performance led the Giants to a 17-14 victory, ending the Patriots' bid for a perfect season. The Steelers added another chapter to their storied history in Super Bowl XLIII, defeating the Arizona Cardinals 27-23 in a game that featured Santonio Holmes' incredible toe-tapping touchdown catch in the final seconds. And in Super Bowl XLIV, Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints brought joy to a city still recovering from Hurricane Katrina, defeating the Indianapolis Colts 31-17 in a game that transcended sports. As the years rolled on, the Super Bowl continued to deliver unforgettable moments. Aaron Rodgers led the Green Bay Packers to victory in Super Bowl XLV, while the Seattle Seahawks' dominant defense crushed the Denver Broncos 43-8 in Super Bowl XLVIII. Super Bowl XLIX gave us one of the most dramatic endings in history, as Malcolm Butler's game-saving interception sealed the Patriots' 28-24 victory over the Seahawks. The last decade has seen the continued dominance of Tom Brady, who won 3 more titles with the Patriots before adding a 7th ring with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Super Bowl LV. Meanwhile, a new generation of stars has emerged, with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs capturing championships in Super Bowls 54 and 57. And as we look ahead to the most recent Super Bowls, the excitement continues to build. Super Bowl LVIII was an electrifying showdown, and Super Bowl LIX promises to deliver another unforgettable chapter in this incredible story. From its humble beginnings to its status as a global spectacle, the Super Bowl has become more than just a game. It's a cultural event, a celebration of excellence, and a stage where legends are made. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of the Super Bowl. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss more exciting content. Until next time, let's celebrate the greatness of the game we all love.